Hi there guys, Vino here and welcome to this time for a Coke. I'm going to take a swig of this Coke and we're going to get into this video. Oh, and a damn fine Coke that it is. So, it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, but ironically it hasn't been a while since I've been recording videos. So I've been recording, I've got 3 OTGVs in the can ready to edit to get up to my channel. So you may be asking, Vino or Gareth if you prefer, why are they not up on your channel? Good question. So a little bit of a background. So some of the things I'm going to say in this video are going to be overlaps from what I've previously discussed in previous videos, potentially. But bear with me on this because I've kind of forgotten what I have said in the video, what I haven't said in an uploaded video. What I mean is I can't remember what has been uploaded, what hasn't been uploaded. And if I'm being brutally honest with you guys, I don't have the inclination to go through my recently uploaded videos to see whether a specific piece of information has been mentioned or not. So sort of a proviso. That some of the things I'm probably going to mention in this video are probably going to be overlaps from things I've already mentioned. So I do apologise if I'm doubling up a little bit in some of the information I will be giving. So to roll back to what happened a month or two ago is I got the, was it Panasonic? I've now forgotten the name of the Blu-ray player that I got. The Panasonic UB820, if I remember correctly, which is the 4K Blu-ray player that I got. And an update on that, guys, it is fucking fantastic. It's a really, really good 4K Blu-ray player. And we're also going to get into the setup I now have downstairs. In fact, there's probably going to be a video on it at some point of me showing off that setup that I now have downstairs. But I am very happy with the setup I now have. I have the Hisense. I'm looking for the box because it's in this room somewhere. Can I see it? Yeah, I've got the Hisense AX5100. There's another letter on the end, but I can't see that letter right now. But I've got that sort of wireless-esque. What, wireless-esque? Wireless-ish. The reason I say wireless-ish is because the subwoofer and rear speakers are wireless, but the actual soundbar itself connects directly into the TV. That has been absolutely fantastic, bar some teething issues and sort of getting to know it issues. Apart from that, my setup in the back room now is fantastic. If you see me looking at my watch, it's my viewfinder, so bear with me on that one. But I am very happy and impressed with my current setup in the back room. I've cleaned everything out. I've got my PS5 Pro, I've got my 4K Blu-ray player, and I've got my Switch to one side. It looks clean, it looks minimal, it looks good, and everything works. One of my everything works is my old setup that was a little bit, how can you put this, messy, cluttered. It's one way of putting it. Any controller that I used that had an IR blaster on it, if the IR receiver was being covered up, obviously you'd have to move something for it to work. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit spoilt by the fact that my PlayStation and my TV, which is a Skyglass, was a Skyglass Gen 1 back then, now got a Skyglass Gen 2. More on that in a moment as well. Excuse me. But with the Skyglass Gen 1, once you first sync the controller up to the TV, the controller is then wireless. It works over Bluetooth. You can have the controller behind your back and still control the TV. And I will admit that it has kind of spoilt me to when I then use controllers with IR transmitters on them and they need to connect or be received by a infrared receiver, that if that's covered up, you're not going to be able to receive that signal. But now it's all decluttered, it's all nice. So in order to get that Blu-ray player, I sold a couple of things. Now, I initially sold my Surface Book 2, and then I then went on to sell my MacBook Pro 2020. And I do still have a MacBook Pro. I think it's either a 2011 or 2012 model. I don't know off the top of my head. It's fairly decent, but right now doesn't have an operating system on it because I wanted to play around with it and put some retro operating system on it. I used the air quotes for that one because I wanted to put Leopard and Snow Leopard on there. Turns out you can't go back further than Lion on that particular MacBook or laptop. So I was unable to do so. And at this precise moment, I can't get a version of Mac OS X or Mac OS on there at the moment. It's not playing ball at the moment. And I've sold my other MacBook and I've sold the Surface Book 2. What that does is put me in a strange situation where I've got footage on my phone that I need to edit, but can't edit it. I could use my laptop, my Windows laptop, to do it, but we all know that the interaction between Windows and Mac and Apple is not always the best. So that's why, to be honest, all that footage on my phone and hasn't been edited yet is I'm struggling to find a way to get it onto my laptop and edit it through Adobe Premiere because that's my editing suite of choice. My laptop now is actually on my TV. So I've actually connected that to my TV. I bought a wireless keyboard and mouse from CX. Just going to take a swig of cork. That's the good stuff. Excuse me. I then got a wireless keyboard and mouse, which is the Logitech Icon mouse and keyboard from CX. Really nice keyboard, actually. Really enjoy using it. So I've got a nice little wireless setup. My housemate gave me a wireless headset, which is why I said that, to use with that setup. So I've got a nice little setup now. And the reason I did that is because I got or rebought the the Halloween Screen Factory Blu-ray box set. And for those of you who don't know, it's a Region A locked set. So I connected up my laptop to my TV. I bought another portable external Blu-ray player, excuse me, to connect to it. And I've basically locked that to Region A because I have the Friday the 13th Screen Factory set. I have the Halloween Screen Factory set. And for all you Brit guys, all you people in good old Blighty, my viewfinder decided to disappear for some reason. Sorry about that. On the fly video production, hey. What even was I about to say? I'll be back. That's what I was about to say. English is not my friend right now. For all of you British people or non-Region A people, if you go onto eBay or Gumtree or Vinted or any other online platform and you look for Region A Blu-rays, you can actually get quite a good deal. I haven't actually bought any as of yet because there was one person I was going to buy a copy of Sin City from, actually for a reasonable price, and then I hiked the price up because they realised that the version of Sin City that they were selling wasn't available in the UK. So then hiked the price up. The reason they were selling it for so cheap is because no one was buying it because it was a Region A locked Blu-ray, which means no one in the UK, well, no one, but vast majority of people in the UK can't play that disc. So they weren't selling it very well, so kept lowering the price. As soon as I wanted to buy said disc, they raised it up because they then, I think they knew that it was not available in the UK. It's just that now they finally got a bite on that particular version of Sin City, they decided to hike the price up. So that's kind of sullied my my excitement when it comes to buying Region A Blu-rays. But on a more serious note, if you do go on eBay and places and you've got a way of playing Region A disc, you can actually get some really good deals. What I would suggest doing is watching the item or sitting on the item for a bit, waiting, and then watch it come down in price, because they'll put them up at really high values, prices essentially, and they'll come down over time, because the majority of people aren't going to buy a Region A disc because they can't play a Region A disc or don't know how to play a Region A disc. So you'll watch that price come down nice and steadily, maybe quickly, and then you can have it. I've used that tactic quite a few times, and it's proved quite fortuitous, shall we say, in some situations. But that's the other reason why I put so much expense and so much time and effort into changing things around, because you can get good deals on Region A Blu-rays within the UK if you know what you're doing, basically. So that's pretty much what's happened in terms of my setup. I now have a PlayStation Edge controller, which is wonderful as well, and I really like my setup in the back room now. I do need to get another HDMI splitter for my Switch and Blu-ray player, so I can have my laptop, Blu-ray player, Switch and PS5 all connected at the same time, and that's probably going to be happening when I get paid on Tuesday. I'll probably be ordering one of those splitters from there. Over the last few days, I have been playing some Silent Hill F. My housemate very generously lent me the money in order to buy that game, obviously paying them back on payday, and I've been really enjoying playing some Silent Hill F. I also bought Hollow Knight Silksong a couple of weeks back and have been thoroughly enjoying playing some Silksong. I did get stuck on Silksong for a while, but as of last night I managed to find an alternate route to where I was stuck, so now I'm going on this alternate route, and did get stuck on that alternate route last night, but I'm not as stuck as I was with the other route that I was doing, if that makes sense. Being a Metroidvania game and being somewhat of a Souls-like, you can find alternate paths in that game if you're struggling, and you might be able to find a path of least resistance, find an upgrade, then that helps you to go through the route you originally stuck on much easier, because once you get an upgrade, obviously it's a lot easier to get past other segments. Don't know if this was in a video, but I'm going to say it. But I have gone ahead and signed up to the Cycle to Work scheme with my work, which unfortunately didn't go too well. I still have the bike. The bike is downstairs right now. I haven't ridden it in like 3 weeks, because I did try to ride it to go to work when I went back to work after being off for a week, and it didn't go to plan. I got about less than a third of the way there, and I basically got off the bike and started throwing up. I got on the bus, went to work. I then booked a week of tactical leave off. What I mean by tactical leave is I booked that week off to save me some money from having to buy a more expensive bus pass, so I could buy a cheaper bus pass. And I also did that in order to give me time to give the bike back. I still have the bike. My mum actually said, why don't you keep the bike, still buy your bus pass as you would originally, because I'm about to get a pay rise on Tuesday. So you can basically, yes, the bike's going to eat up some of the pay rise, that's fine. But if you can still afford the bus pass as well as the salary sacrifice that comes with the bike, then just ride the bike here and there. Build things up. Don't try doing one big trip at once. Just build yourself up. She's got a fair point, to be honest. And as my dad has said, as my mum has said, and other people have said, some friends have said, why don't you just use the bike to do shorter trips with, and then still get the bus to work? If riding to work hasn't worked for whatever reason, then you try the things. The bike isn't all of a sudden useless just because you can't ride to work with it. it's still a very useful bit of kit and does make me more mobile than not. So I understand exactly where they're coming from. Just going to take some more drinky drink. I am one thirsty mofo right now. Excuse me. I had another one. Perhaps I'm talking so much. See, yeah, I have the bike. What else has happened? I now have a Skyglass Gen 2 because this Gen 1 broke. And we got a replacement Gen 1, which is in the front room now. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, we got a replacement Gen 1 under insurance, and then we got a Gen 2, and the Gen 2 I'm very happy with. It's a really nice TV. The HDR is better on it. It has local dimming rather than global dimming on it. It works really, really well, and I'm really happy with it. And now having a 4K TV in the front room, which now means we have the ability to watch 4K in the front room, so we are pretty much 4K spammed up at the moment, which is also really good to be in the 21st century when it comes to 4K. I don't mean that to diminish anybody who's still on 1080, because to be honest, the take up of 4K isn't as good as it was from SD to HD, to be honest. And I can understand why. 4K does come with a lot more caveats, I feel, from SD to HD, but it's nice that we're now up to 4K. And obviously I've got a console that's capable of 4K gaming. My laptop is capable of it, depending on the game that you play. I'm not going to play Doom anytime soon in 4K, but you know, the likes of, what was the game I was playing? I was playing a game the other day in 4K. It was actually really nice in 4K auto HDR. It was actually really nice to play. So yeah, it's nice to be up to that standard. I'm strongly considering buying Dying Light the Beast because it's gotten some really good reviews, and not only that, but some people have done some video essays on it in terms of what it's going to do for the gaming industry. So I always like to give those sort of games support where I can. I'm currently in a kind of a flux at the moment whether I'm going to sell the vast majority of my board game collection. I haven't decided fully just yet. I did sell all of my Final Girl stuff because I needed money, but one of the people that I sold my Final Girl stuff contacted me last week to say that he's sending it back to me, including some other bits within the Final Girl series of games, because he needs the space now, and his missus has gotten involved a little bit and he needs the space. Basically, got to keep the missus happy at the end of the day. So he's selling me back everything, and he's willing to do it in a really nice, convenient way, I'll say that. So that's really nice. But I am in talks with somebody of potentially selling my collection. We'll see how things go on that one. I think I have succinctly, within the last 18 minutes or so, given you what's been happening over the last couple of months and why there hasn't been any videos. I do plan on getting those videos up to my channel. I am in talks, so to speak, with someone at the moment of getting a Surface Book 3. It's actually a really nice Surface Book 3. Hopefully I can get it, and then I can use that to do, you know, editing and stuff. I mean, yes, I can use my other laptop, but having it now connected to my TV and having it all hidden away does make, you know, plugging in USB and phones and stuff like that a little bit more difficult than it would have been beforehand. Yes, am I being lazy? Yes, I'm being lazy, but it is what it is. But I do have my eyes on a Surface Book 3 at the moment, and we'll see if I can grab that Surface Book 3 and then go from there, basically. But thank you very much for your patience, guys. I apologise for the lack of videos recently, but I do plan on rectifying that very soon. There are some Blu-ray updates that I do want to do. I've got a massive swath of the Doctor Who The Collection Blu-rays back again. I have rebought my Dragon Ball Super steelbooks, Blu-ray steelbooks, and I now have the, is it the 30th? Was it the 30th anniversary of Dragon Ball Z on Blu-ray as well? It's a really nice set. Kind of really nice Goku. I think it's a Play Arts Goku figure. So that will be featuring on the channel very, very soon. So bear with me, guys. There are videos coming. But until next time, please take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Ta-ra.